It's the International Soccer Preview. We are Soccerphiles Canada. Welcome to Series 31, looking at the players of the 2025 African Cup. This episode is looking at the players of Morocco. Part 1, the candidates. Here we go! We move on to Section 3, and in Section 3 we actually welcome new listeners to the mediacast here. We're releasing a short version of it here. In the full version, I'm saying this to the newcomers here, we introduced the candidates and their likelihood of making the squad. We also talked about who has been the main player in each position. So those listening to the short version, you can check out the full version for the reasons behind our predictions here and for some career information on the main players. Okay, for those who have listened to it, this is a review summary. And if you're waiting for us to predict the starters, well, I'm sorry, that comes in part 2. So in part 1, we're just looking at the candidates. So we're going to go over the list we compiled in the long version of the podcast. And we begin with manager Walid Regragui. He has been the manager since 2022. For goalkeepers, we have 2 definite candidates, Yassine Bounou and Munir Mohand or Munir Mohammedi, and both of those definite to be selected. No candidates at the likely level, and at the possible level, we're kind of looking for the third string keeper between Mehdi Benabid and El Mehdi Al-Harar. We do have candidates at the possible but unlikely level or seemingly off the squad level, but we won't cover them. You can see them if you're looking at the YouTube page here, but we won't cover them because we want to get through this. For central defenders, there are no definite candidates, but we have 3 likely candidates in Nayef Aguerd, Jawad El-Yamik, and Adam Messina. And then 1 possible candidate in Abdel Abkar. So it looks like they need to more central defenders to choose from there. Over in the left back position, no one at the definite level, but Youssef Belhamari is a likely candidate, and then 2 possible candidates in Mohamed Chibi and Soufiane El Karawani. For the right back position, we have a definite candidate in Ashraf Hakimi, but this is a good place to say that several players have injury doubts hanging over them, which we'll be dealing with shortly, including the one of the central defenders that I just mentioned. But for right backs, it's 3 of them, including Ashraf Hakimi, and the first possible candidate, Nusayr Mazraoui. The other possible candidate, Omar El Hilali, is okay, but one of the possible but unlikely candidates also with an injury tag on him. Moving up to the midfield and defensive midfielders, we have likely candidates Sofiane Amrabat and Usama Targalin, and then possible candidate Usama El Azouzi. Central midfielders, a definite candidate, Ismail Sebara, and 2 likely candidates, Azzedine Ounahi and Neil El Anawi. That is it for the midfield. We move up to the attacking part of the field. Okay, that's not it for the midfield, but these are attacking midfielders. On the left side, we have Elias Ben Sagir and Abdi Ezalzouli as definite candidates. No candidates at the likely level, but 2 possible candidates in Amin Adli and Osame Sarawi. Over to the right side, we have a definite candidate in Brahim Diaz and a likely candidate in Ilyas Akomach, and then possible candidate Shamsuddin Albi. And there in the middle, central attackers, Bilal El Khanous as a definite candidate. Finally, the forward line, we have 2 definite forwards in Ayoub El Kabi and Youssef En Nesri, and then a likely candidate in newcomer Hamza Igamin, and a possible candidate in Soufiane Rahimi. So those are the candidates we're looking at. We have a lot of injuries to talk about here, which is why I was kind of rushing through that section. So let's take a look at them. And we're going in order of position here. So our first one is Jawad El Yamik. He's a central defender. And let's look at his situation here. Let me just find him first. Okay, there we go. He is out with abductor pain. I believe that's the upper thigh there. Abductor pain is all it says since mid-October. So he got injured after the international games there in October. And the word on him is unknown return date. So we'll put him in the, we'll put him in the unknown category. And let's move on to the to the next one. I completely lost my place in the in my script here. Just give me a sec. I'm all over the place here. Okay, unknown is the situation for Jawad El Amik. Let's go to the next one. Ashraf Dari is actually a possible but unlikely candidate, a central defender, and both because he is actually not possible but unlikely, he is seemingly off the squad. And in addition to that, has the injury hanging over him, so his chances of reaching the cup are quite bleak. He was injured for reasons unknown, or we don't know what the injury is, since September 2025. He also has an unknown return date, but we're going to put him in the out of contention category there because he looks very doubtful. Quite the opposite is true of our next one, Ashraf Hakimi, the right back. He was a definite candidate, and he was listed as out with an ankle sprain since early November. So that too is after the last set of international games. Although ankle sprain doesn't sound so bad, it must be serious enough because he's not expected back until December 24th of this year. The tournament begins on December 21st. So that's going to be a close call. We'll put him in the close call category. Next, we have Nusayr Mazraoui, and he's been struggling with issues over most of the period. He had a heart problem in October of 2024, was not available during the summer and early part of the year for Manchester United due to a knock, and now he has a muscle injury in September and October. However, he does seem to have recovered it because he has played a game for Manchester United since. So we are going to say recovered from injury for Nusayr Mazraoui, and hope he doesn't get another injury because he's been troubled with them. Next, we have the right back, Zakaria El Ouadi, and he was a possible but unlikely candidate as well. He was out with a shoulder injury from early October, so he did miss the October internationals, and he has an unknown return date, so we'll put him in the unknown category, but again was not a likely candidate anyway. Next we have defensive midfielder Oussama Targaline, and he was out with a recent head injury since early November, but he's expected back in mid-November. So that doesn't sound serious and doesn't look like it'll prevent his chances. He's a likely candidate. Not much of a starter, but to be named to the squad. Finally, we have Zakari Abouklal. Zakari Abouklal is a right winger. He's possible but unlikely based on his participation. He's been struggling with a thigh problem since mid-October, but he is expected to be recovered by mid-November. So perhaps the injury won't get in the way of his chances, but his non-selections seem like they will. Okay, that is it. That's a pretty long injury section. We'll update it in section 2, and we hope you join us for it. We would like to thank Pixabay and Cold Fingers for the wonderful music used in this mediacast. The title of the piece is Eid Mubarak.